about how much more successful people are who set goals, right? I mean, I think that's something that we've all heard ad nauseum, and it's especially true as we've also heard when goals are written down, right? Versus just saying I have a goal. When people write down their goals, they're more effective, and even more effective if you write it down and then share it with other people for that accountability. Would anybody disagree that those three things are true? You're more successful if you have goals, even more successful if you write them down, and even more successful if you share them with other people. So we can.
You're most successful if you write down how to get there, how to make those things happen would probably be the best part of that, right? Putting that into action.
Exactly, which you're one step ahead of me, but you're absolutely right, because I think the focus of a lot of the research that's been done has been on setting the goals. So there's an often referenced Harvard business study that said 83% of the population doesn't have goals, and which kind of shocks me when you think about it. But I guess when we talk about that internal versus external locus of control, if you have a completely external locus of control, why would you set goals? Because you don't believe that you can actually impact change and make them happen. If you're at the mercy of what the world does to you, there's no point in having a goal, really. But in that study, 83% don't have goals, 14% have goals but don't write them down, and only 3% of people have goals and write them down. Now, the statistics that probably we've all heard, but just as a refresher that came out of that, the 14%, the people who have goals but don't write them down, on average, they said, are 10 times more successful than the 83% who don't even have goals. And the 3%, which is the people who have goals and write them down, are 3 times more successful than the people who have goals but don't write them down. So if you add that up, basically the 3% of people who have goals and write them down are 30 times more successful than people who don't have goals at all. So obviously we all know that goals are important, but the catch, as we talk about, is that it's not enough to just have a goal. I mean, obviously it starts with that mindset. If I have enough of an internal locus of control that I believe I can impact change, then I'm more likely to be a goal setter. And I can make somebody set goals, right? You can have a boss that can say, okay, it's beginning of the year, I want you to turn in your goals for 2022, or the beginning of January, I need everybody's January goals. And so you fill out a form, or goals for the week, or whatever it is. You can be put into a structure of having a goal, but that doesn't mean you'll be successful, because if the belief isn't there that I have the ability to control the outcome to a large extent, that I can actually achieve that goal because I have enough control over my life and my outcome to do that, then it's really just going through the motions. In another study, they showed that only 8% of people who have goals achieve their goals. And I thought, why is it that 92% of people that set goals fail? Right? I mean, because, and again, this point was just brought up, but how successful are goals by themselves? Well, a famous person once said, a goal without a plan is just a wish, and it doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a wish. It doesn't hurt to start off with, oh, I would love to, make $1 million this year, or whatever it is. I think a lot of things begin with just that wish, that hope, that, boy, it would be nice, but that doesn't get us any closer to it happening. I think there's something to be said for that law of attraction of at least gravitating towards something that you have identified you want to have it happen. But again, 92% of people who have a goal don't succeed. They fail at that goal. So I guess the question is, how much more likely is someone to succeed at whatever goal they set when they not only have a goal, but they actually have plans for how they're going to achieve it? And the answer is, on average, you're about twice as likely to achieve any goal if you have a plan. Now, it doesn't even mean the plan has to be a good plan. It doesn't mean everybody, I've got a plan. It might not be the best plan. I might need to revise the plan along the way, but just the simple act of saying, I've got a goal, but I'm going to identify and write out, here's my plan that I'm going to do. I'm going to remain flexible. I might have to change my plan, but just having a plan makes us twice as likely to reach the goal. But even if we have a plan, how well do plans work if we don't take any action? Right? I mean, I can say, here's my goal. I'm going to make, $500,000 in 2022. And my plan is I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I can figure out, 10 things I need to do to make that happen. But at the end of the day, if I don't do those things, that it doesn't get me any closer. So it's not the act of just identifying something so much, but the reason why those people who identify a plan are twice as likely is because a certain percentage of the people who have a plan will actually take action and do it. And those people are far more likely, a lot more than twice as likely to reach their goal. So much so that it makes it so everybody who has a plan overall is twice as likely. But the plans don't work if we don't take action. So the question is, what's the best way to make sure that we actually take the actions that support the plans that lead to achieving our goals?